name's Judith, and I'm going to try and in a couple of minutes tell you a little bit about me and a little bit about why I am a passionate advocate for mindfulness-based pain relief and for the Breathworks programme in particular. But as I'm rubbish even at taking a selfie, we'll just have to see how this goes. Like most people who have a chronic pain condition, my backstory is quite complicated. I was born with a spinal defect, which wasn't discovered until my late teens, by which stage I had developed a spondylolisthesis, which is where the upper spine slips over the lower spine, effectively breaking your back and putting pressure on the spinal cord and causing damage. Well, very long story short, I eventually had a spinal fusion, which is difficult, as some of you out there will know, but it worked for me. I had two, rather miraculously, had two beautiful children, which I wouldn't otherwise have had. And I have had a very successful working life, worked all my life. I eventually became an Anglican priest, and it was on one morning in what I thought was going to be a normal working day, 2010. I woke up and I couldn't move down my left-hand side. I was in intense pain, and my immediate thought was that I had had a stroke. It wasn't a stroke, thankfully, but 30 odd years of living a hard and fast life on a very suspect spine that was misaligned and had caused other things to go wrong further up the spine. And also possibly some of the procedures that were carried out in the 1970s that they just wouldn't do now. All of that combined meant that my spine had just had enough. And I now live with constant, severe, debilitating pain. I don't sit comfortably. I can't stand for very long without passing out. And whilst I can potter about the house a little bit, I need a wheelchair to get out and about. I tried to carry on working, but I had to give up full-time work in 2011, and I also had to give up my PhD studies. But I'd been fixed before, and I thought I could be fixed again. And it took me several long, hard years before I realised that some things are just not fixable. I went down a very slippery route with heavy-duty opiates, and please, if they're working for you, this is not a call for you to give up any medication that is doing you good right now. But for me, they weren't working, and I ended up twice withdrawing myself from fentanyl, which was pretty much destroying me. And I'm not sure what it was at that point, that very dark, quite desperate point, that made me happen across a YouTube video of Vigimala Birch talking about her condition. Maybe it was because of the spondylolisthesis, because she and I have the same underlying condition, but whatever it was, something made me sit up and take notice. And I bought her book, and I bought some of the Breathworks CDs, and I started to practice mindfulness. It's worth saying that up to that point, I had tried just about every intervention that's legal. None of those things had helped me to turn to face my pain, or to learn to accept that it's part of me now, which it is, and to find a way of living with it. And that's what Breathworks gave me, and I was going to say pretty much, but it did save my life. So what's happened since? Well, since buying that one book, I have been on retreat. I've met and been inspired by Vigimala. I've done the 8-week Mindfulness for Health course. all deepened my practice, and I now do mindful movement and I meditate at least twice daily. Mindfulness-based pain management can't take away your primary condition, but it can turn your life around, and it can teach you, as it taught me, that you can live a fulfilling, creative, and yes, really happy life, even if you do live with constant pain. This year, I hope to complete my teacher training. I've done the first 2 parts of it. I've got the final part to do. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want other people to take as long as I did to discover that you can live well and that you can learn to love life again. And perhaps most importantly, you can learn to love yourself again and not see your body as the enemy. Good luck with your own search for what works for you. But I can do nothing better for you than to commend Breathworks. Go well.